Welcome to 10.2. Today we're going to cover contrast and color and just overall color theory. So take note, by no means am I an interior designer or a graphic professional or a video editor who's done thousands of recolorings, but I'm a guy who uses video almost every single day. And colors do matter. As much as I say keep it simple, we are in the pro tip section, so that's what today is about. Some of the key things to remember when it comes to color is just to make sure you can see the subject that you're trying to shoot. So if you have a green product, don't shoot it in grass because it's going to just blend in. Go to a driveway that's light gray or black so that you have contrast. So when it comes to contrast, whether it's editing it on the actual post-editing, which I'll cover in a moment, you can just look around. So like this black shirt goes pretty well with the white to light blue contrast of my Vibe screen behind me. A few other things regarding contrast is that it just makes things easier for people to see. You have to remember everyone doesn't have perfect eyesight. So creating contrast helps them focus on the subject and they know what to focus on. As simple as that may seem, you think about it for a little bit and it can make huge differences in your videos. Now, an overall tip about colors, kind of basing upon contrast, but having colors that are your style, your authentic self, is pretty important. Personally, I love my brand and my logo, Smile More Solutions. And it's yellow, it's bright, it kind of resembles who I am. I'm a pretty uppity guy. Or happy and awake. I don't know about uppity, whatever. Anyways, making sure your styles and your colors all kind of blend into whoever you are, what your video's about, also matches. So if you're doing a video about something morbid, something like a cemetery or death, you don't want to have big bright colors on because it kind of doesn't really match the vibe that you're trying to go for in your video. But if you're trying to be vibrant and big, go for those colors that stand out, that are bold, just like the topic of the subject or the topic of the video, or whatever the motif that you're going for. And I covered this a little bit when we were going over the essential video editing, but when it comes down to post-production, you can very easily edit all of your colors in your own phone. I know on iPhone, you can just hit edit and go to the adjustments. On InShot, you can go very easily into the filters and adjust. And there's just some key things that I like to play with when I am trying to touch up a video. First one is brightness. You always want to just touch up on that brightness, make sure it's not too dark or too light. Then contrast. Honestly, if you want to have a keynote, throw up contrast by 5 to 10% on almost any video, and it usually looks better. Black point is an incredibly important one. All the apps don't have this, but black point essentially kind of really goes into the depthness of your black or any black on screen. So it works great with shadows, works great with things that are black, eyes, hair, etc., or just darker things. Another aspect to kind of remember if your app does have it is they usually have a saturation or a vibrance button. Saturation takes all the colors and amps them or brings them down. While vibrance is almost like AI looking at your video, your content, and only touching up the things that probably matter. So it's not as aggressive and usually does amplify your video, your content, your photos, whatever you're doing in a more subtle way that looks more natural. So those are some of the key things when it comes to colors, contrast. Keep those things in mind. Again, you could just shoot raw right off your phone and upload, or you can take a few extra minutes, tweak, and really just make things pop, look clear, and really convey what you're trying to convey in your videos or your content. All right, we're going to keep going. I'll see you in 10.3.